You're right everyone, welcome back to the channel. And as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about my Carplay. So I've had a couple of questions about my Carplay, like where I got it from and which one it is. So I thought I'd make a video on it, explaining the ups and downs, the pros and cons of having this Carplay, and whether or not I recommend it. So I bought this Carplay off TikTok shop actually, and it was on some sort of flash deal, so it cost me £35. And there was like two options when I bought it. You could have like the normal standard version or the pro version, and I bought the pro version because it was like about £10 more, and apparently it was like quicker and less laggy and stuff. And this video is not sponsored, by the way, so you're going to be getting an honest review. So the Carplay connects through the lighter port, and it comes with like a stand that you can stick onto your dash and put the Carplay on. So the Carplay screen does actually come off the stand. The first big pro for me is the maps. When you're driving, especially as a new driver, you're not going to be familiar with all the areas that you go into. And the maps on this Carplay work absolutely perfect. So as you can see there, I've got them up. You can get Apple Maps, Waze, and Google Maps. I've not tried any others. I usually just use Apple though, because it's my favourite. And the Carplay will give you directions through the speakers as well, which is obviously really handy. It's very easy to set up as well. It links with your phone, so when you get in the car, it will automatically link to your phone if you have Bluetooth turned on. And on your phone you can set the directions and it will come up on the screen here. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is music. And again, I can't recommend this Carplay enough when it comes to music. When I'm not filming, I always have music on. And this Carplay is equipped with Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube Music, whatever music provider that you listen to. And the same as with the maps, you can set the song on your phone when you get in the car. So you can put your playlist on or whatever, and it'll come up on the screen here. And you can change your song with the click of a button on the Carplay. So you can use the Carplay in this view as well, where it shows the maps and your music, and you can change the song with that button there. So as for the actual quality of the Carplay, when you're scrolling through the menus, it is quite laggy. So I'll pull up shortly and show you what that's like. It's not unusable by any means, but it does have a bit of a delay when you are swiping or typing something. I don't really notice it that much because I don't really type on it, and that's with the pro version. So I think if I got the standard version, the lag would probably be a lot more noticeable. Another thing I've noticed is that it does have Siri, but it doesn't seem to work. So I'll show you what I mean. Hey Siri, call Dad. Like, you can see it picking up what I'm saying, but it just doesn't do what you're asking it to do, which is pretty useless. Hey Siri, play The Weeknd on Spotify. So as for connectivity, the Carplay has a built-in FM transmitter, so it basically connects wirelessly to your radio. It does also come with an aux cable, which obviously you plug into the aux in your car and then just plug into the Carplay. And when you do that, the sound quality is a lot better than using it wirelessly. The only downside is it's just a lot of wires. But if you don't mind having an extra wire coming from here into the back of the Carplay, then I would recommend using the aux cable, because especially when you're listening to music, it does sound a lot better. Another thing you can do through the Carplay is call people, but again, that's a bit of a niche function. And especially like I showed before, because the Siri doesn't work, if you want to call someone, you're basically going to have to pull over anyway, so at which point you might as well just use your phone. But with incoming calls, it does come through the screen, so you can press on the screen to pick up incoming calls. And another thing that this Carplay did come with was a reverse camera, but I've not set that up. From what I've seen though, it is quite high quality. So if you wanted to use the reverse camera and you had the time to set it up, then you definitely could. I think with the iGo, it would involve like drilling a hole in the back door, which I'm not really trying to do, but it just plugs into the back of the screen, and you just have to run the wire, I guess, under the sort of lining of the car. To conclude, would I recommend buying this Carplay? And I'm going to say it depends on what you're looking for out of it. So if you want to see your maps on a big screen, I'd definitely recommend getting one of these. Like I say, it cost me £35. and I've already had a lot of use out of it. The maps, when you're using them, are not laggy at all. It's mainly just when you're scrolling through the menus that you notice the delay. And also, if you don't mind plugging it into your lighter port, then I would say that I definitely recommend this CarPlay. Another reason I would recommend it is that it makes your car feel a lot more modern. This car's from 2012, it's before the CarPlay era. Just adding this CarPlay makes it feel a bit more technological. As for reasons why I wouldn't recommend it, it basically just does everything that your phone would do. So if you don't mind looking at your maps on your phone, then you wouldn't be missing out by just using your phone instead. But all in all, it's a good CarPlay for the price, definitely, and I would recommend it. Anyway guys, we're going to wrap up the video here. So thank you all for watching, and if you've got any questions about the CarPlay, then let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to answer. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.